Okay, lately I've been making these videos about what's been going on with Ubisoft and Division 2, and it's been kind of negative in a lot of people's eyes. I've approached from pretty much an analytical perspective, but this special report about the new update called Shades of Red was pretty good actually. It actually made me feel good because I saw some of the changes that they've been making or they're trying to implement for this upcoming patch and for the future of the game in general. And it's good to hear. It's refreshing to hear, especially the fact that they teased this new exotic chess piece called the Provocator, which looks awesome. And it's even more interesting because they didn't even tell us what it does. They just showed it to us and it looks so awesome. Just look at this chess piece. Also, they shared some exciting news about the Strega, which I had a problem with them nerfing. We're going to go over all of that in this video. So, first thing they discussed was seasons in detail. They're completely revamping this. You know, there was the whole controversy about the seasonal character. Nobody liked that, right? So they scratched that idea and they just went with this whole model, which I was saying is a step in the right direction for veteran players and new players alike. Meaning they have these modifiers which can be triggered in different categories: active, passive, and global modifiers. These all affect one another. And they basically just talked about how seasons are the way forward, offering players different ways to play every time you get on so you can experience something fresh and new. Because there are no more leagues, this is going to be shifted to something called weekly scouts. And all of this is connected, right? Because scouts aren't manhunts. The good thing is that we don't have to wait months and months to find a new manhunt target. That was exhausting and it was boring. They scrapped that idea as well. And with weekly scouts, now they just hint the locations of where these objectives are so that you can complete the scout eventually, so that it keeps your mind going and keeps you thinking about what to do, what's next, and it offers some mystery along with it. Furthermore, completing scouts will eventually unlock the climax missions, which will then lead to the master difficulty. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but let me just talk about the Strega, the new gear and everything that they discussed, the exotics. They already went over this in the previous PTS live stream. They went into great detail about what's coming and what we should look forward to. And I played with the Strega in the PTS phase 1 and 2. And after phase 1, that weapon was amazing, right? Turns out it was bugged, right? It had like infinite range for the stacks. So you were able to gain stacks on the NPCs no matter where they were. And they said that it was broken. And they didn't want to nerf the damage, so they said, let's nerf the range. So in phase 2, they put it down to 10 meters. I played PTS phase 2 and you all know how I felt about that. I made a build and everything with the Strega and I was like, yes, this is a one-man army build. And when I played with it in phase 2 after they nerfed it to 10 meters, I'm like, nah, it's no longer a one-man army. If you look at the gameplay on one of my videos, it's just not the same. That 10 meters is not enough because the NPCs scatter everywhere and you can never keep up with them and you can never gain more than 2 or 3 stacks, which pretty much defeats the purpose of the talent. So what they did is they gave it the 20 meters back, which is what we need. So you'll be able to feel powerful with the build. And now I can release the build without changing it at all. So look forward to that day 1 of the patch coming out. Next, they talked about the Centurion scabbard, which is the amazing holster. And we went into detail about everything that these do. But I think that it will be more realized once I make the builds and show you how it plays when the synergy is with a build. And this is the most exciting part for me when it comes to these updates in the division in general. Of course, you can hear it in my voice. I get excited about builds and just creating different styles of play so I can excel in PvE and PvP. And that's one thing that the Division 2 doesn't really fail in when it comes to bringing out new content. So I'm excited about this. And I'm really happy that there's finally some good news coming out of the Division 2 camp despite everything that's going on with Ubisoft. Now, they said that they're going to release the Virtuoso gear set with the new outfit, so you'll be able to get that when it comes out. But let's talk about this new exotic chess piece. It's called the Provocator. Okay, now this ties directly into the Scouts. It forces you to play it because this is the only way you're able to unlock the Provocator exotic chess piece. And the climax missions are on a spectrum of difficulty. The highest is the master, and you get a higher chance to unlock it on master. I'm going to be farming for this thing like crazy. You're going to have to wait until the end of the season pretty much to unlock this. It's locked behind the master difficulty after completing the scouts. So if you were thinking about not doing any of this, then think again. I remember when they had the manhunt missions and then they had one item locked behind the months that you had to wait to complete it. So once you finally complete it, you get this chess piece or whatever exotic. I remember with the stovepipe, they had some chess piece that didn't even do anything. It was just like a cosmetic, which was kind of underwhelming. But this right here, an exotic chess piece, we're looking forward to. I know I am. And I think the mystery surrounding them not telling us what it does is making me want it even more. But let me give you an idea of what it might be, because if you look at the name, a provocator refers to someone who intentionally provokes or incites a reaction. So it carries a connotation of deliberately stirring up emotions. I'm thinking this chess piece would probably aggro players. It looks more of like a DPS type thing. It reminds me of what's that one chess piece that looks like a tank? It's the chess piece that once you lose your armor, it gives your team bonus armor. Help me out in the comment section below. But this looks similar to that in a way of being kind of brawlic. I hope it's more of a DPS type. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you have things that are mysterious like this, it just makes you more interested in it naturally. So I can't wait to go and dive into these scouts to get closer and closer to unlocking this exotic chess piece. Another thing is, I like to purchase premium credits whenever there's a new patch coming out, so I can hurry up and get on the rewards track, so I can get all of the gear and all the items, so I can start making builds. That grind is serious, and I don't really feel like doing it. There are two ways you can either grind or you can purchase premium credits. But the good thing about purchasing premium credits now is that you can get some of those premium credits back once you purchase the season pass. And I think this is a little bit of good grace offered from the development team to the community, being that, microtransactions have been a controversy in this whole situation. So the idea to get premium credits back is a nice gesture for us. Instead of, we're going to take all the premium credits and you just buy it and that's it. So here you'll be able to get a chance to get some of those back as you unlock stuff throughout the season. That's good. They also revealed one other thing. There's this game called Stalker 2 that they've partnered with, and they did a collaboration, a bundles apparel collaboration with 4 outfits themed around the Stalker 2 characters. They showed a small trailer, and the outfits look pretty cool. It'll be pretty nice to use those, but that's coming later on in the season as well. Overall, this seems like something fresh, and they're working on ways to maintain and improve on the way things are done in Division 2 to promote more ways to play and giving the community more engaging and frequent play experiences with the weekly scouts and such. So this right here, especially them changing the Strega and giving it its power back, is what is motivating me to be a little bit more optimistic about things that's been happening. That's what I ask for, right? We don't know what's going on with Ubisoft right now, and we don't know how that's going to affect the Division 2 going forward. But it seems like with what they're doing, as far as changing up things, allowing us to be more engaged with the game, tells me that they're trying to move on and trying to keep things going in a positive way. Now, if there was no give and take, then I would be back where I was when I was making those other videos. Of course, I have my analytical mind. I'm going to decipher things based on how they are, but this looks genuine to me. It feels genuine to me. And we're just going to have to wait to see where this is going. Because honestly, even with Tencent in this whole mix, the Guillemot family has had this company. They've been in control of the company for over 30 years. So I don't really think they want to give up full control of their baby. And I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't heard anything since the announcement of them being interested in Tencent buying them. Anyways, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Give me some speculations about what you think the Provocator is. What do you think it does? And I cannot wait to show you the build that I have coming, because it's definitely a one-man army, and you're going to be seeing some content coming from me going forward. I want to get back on the actual content making for the game rather than talking about issues surrounding it. I want to get back to that fantasy that video games take me to. I'm getting kind of tired of the negativity, and I think that hopefully this is a step in the right direction. I appreciate you watching to the end. Are you excited about the patch? Let me know what you're most excited about going forward, and that'll do it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.